8.5, using the distributive property. The focus learning target is I can use the distributive property to factor polynomials, and I can solve equations of the form a times x squared plus b times x is equal to 0. Our first vocabulary word is factoring. It's a technique used to express a polynomial as a product of monomials and polynomials. So how can we use the distributive property to factor? Well, we look at this problem here, 5w minus 3v, and we want to figure out what is the greatest common factor between these two monomials. And so the variables don't have any common factors, right? Because here's a w and here's a v, so we can ignore that. But between the 15 and the 3, we do have a greatest common factor. Right? We have the greatest common factor of 3. So what we can do is we can factor out the 3. So it becomes 3 parentheses. Now if we factor out 3 from 15, we are left with 5w. And if we factor out a 3 from negative 3v, we're left with negative v. Right? So what have we done? We have factored out the 3 from this polynomial and expressed it as a monomial, the 3, times a polynomial, the 5w minus v. And so this is our answer here. Right? Let's go ahead and try it again with this polynomial. A little bit more complicated. Right? Let's first look at the coefficients, 7, 21, and 1. Are there any common factors between 7, 21, and 1? No, there is not, right? Because of the 1 here. Okay, so now that we figured that there's no common factors in the coefficients, well, let's look at the variables. Right? Every single one of these terms has a u and it has a t. Right? All of them don't have more than one u. All of them don't have more than one t. But they all have one u and one t. So we can go ahead and factor out that u and the t. So it's going to become u times t is what we're factoring out. And if we factor out a u, we're left with just one u, not u squared. And if we factor out a t from this first term, we're left with just a t, not a t squared. So it's going to be 7ut. Okay, let's look at the next term. We are left with plus 21, and we factored out a u, leaving us no u's in our 21u times t squared. And we factor out one of the t's, so we're left with 21t. Now let's look at the last term. We are factoring out the u, and we're factoring out the t. So we're just left with negative 1, like so. And this is our answer. We have factored out u and t from every term in the polynomial, and we expressed this polynomial as the product of a monomial and a polynomial, right? Factoring. And so why don't we stop there? We'll do the rest in another video.